If you guys have been watching the channel for the last couple roughly weeks, you know that HBAR is probably one of the top picks on this channel for this alt season. And I still think that a lot of people are still avoiding Hedera. They're actually not even paying attention to HBAR right now because there's definitely a lot of altcoins that are pumping pretty hard as well alongside HBAR. Now, I've gone over many times why Hedera is extremely bullish right now. But in this video, I want to go over the DeFi side of Hedera because this is something that I think a lot of people are actually overlooking because DeFi has kind of taken a back seat this cycle because of all of the discussions around tokenization and even stablecoins. But the thing about that that's very interesting to me is that stablecoins and even tokenization are a huge part of what's going to be happening for DeFi going forward. For an example, stablecoins and tokenization will lead into institutional DeFi use cases. It will also lead into even new DeFi use cases. Like for an example, we look at, real estate. Real estate is moving on chain. You're going to be able to buy, lend, and even borrow against properties on chain, which is going to be extremely bullish. But regardless of that, let's actually talk a little bit more about DeFi on Hedera, because if we go and look at categories in this market right now, and if we just go and look up DeFi real quick, we can see DeFi currently has a market cap of $287 billion. And this is actually down about 1.31% over the last 24 hours. The total market cap that they're saying here is only about 99.68 billion. But I think that that's not accounting for Ethereum possibly. I don't know why it's saying the difference there, but also trading volume is down about 46% in the last 24 hours. So I don't know if this is accurate because of CoinMarketCap. Obviously, I do have DeFi Llama open. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute because that's more accurate. But overall, when we think about Hedera, Hedera is not even listed under the DeFi category in this on CoinMarketCap. So this kind of goes to show you just how much focus is put on Hedera in some of these categories. Like even AI, I don't even think Hedera is listed in the AI side, but Hedera has the AI studio. And also Hedera has some of the best DeFi, projects that this space has to offer because of the fees and also the transaction times. But again, Hedera is not included in either of them, which is shocking to me. I want to quickly interrupt the video just to let you guys know that now is the best time to lock in and jump into the free Discord. If you guys want to get even more exclusive access, you guys can join the premium section for $99.99 a month. And I know that that sounds extremely expensive, but you are not just getting access to my updates, you're also getting access to tokenizers updates, and a full team of individuals that are here to help you along the way throughout the cycle. There's a ton of updates in there, access to my portfolio, access to trade updates, chart updates, weekly market breakdowns, mid-weekly market breakdowns, and so much more. So what are you guys waiting for? Join up in the free Discord down below. And if you guys want to get access to those exclusive updates, you guys are more than welcome to join the premium section as well. So let's dive back on in to the video, which also confirms the fact that Hedera is still extremely overlooked, even though it is in the top 20. Now let's actually talk a little bit more about price action, because obviously the price action in this market has been pretty good. This is what the 3-day chart looks like. We are finding resistance around 19.5 cents, which again, this is pretty common when we start to see major impulses in the market. We start to see a little bit of weakness. Ultimately, what we want to see here is possibly a retest of the trend line, which was the original breakout, and then continuation from here. The continuation should take us to the next big target from March, which would also be aligned with a retest of the previous resistance highs around May, and then continuation from there to the next big target. And the next big target is the previous highs from January, which is up here at about roughly 40 cents, before we finally get that big breakout to get to the all-time highs. Overall, the chart still looks pretty good. We might have a little bit more of a sell-off on HBAR across the board for a lot of altcoins, but I still think that Hedera is about to wake up in a huge way once we can clear that threshold of the May highs. It might take us a little bit more time, but listen, we're halfway through July. We still have a lot of time to go until the end of this month, which again, if you guys have been following the channel for a bit of time, you know that July is going to be very bullish. I've been talking about it. I've been addressing it. There's a lot of events happening in July. We have Crypto Week upcoming as well. So, this is definitely going to be a very good time to be a part of crypto. But outside of HBAR USD chart, let's actually go over to the HBAR Bitcoin chart, because this kind of did hit a bit of a wall. We're trying to flip the supply zone. It's also a major support zone going back to April that we did lose recently back in the end of May. And now we're trying to flip this. Now, the big thing is that once we get a big breakout of this downtrend, it's going to be like that November moment, right? We broke out of this downtrend. We finally broke out of it and went absolutely parabolic against Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is doing just fine, around 117K. Bitcoin dominance is starting to weaken a bit, which is why I'm focused a lot on the Bitcoin pairs for these altcoins. The Bitcoin pair is crucial to focus on because this will lead into the USD chart going absolutely parabolic. And right now, we're just kind of seeing a little bit of consolidation after having that nice impulse move to the upside. Even on Bitcoin, if we actually look at Bitcoin just real quick, we could see in the last roughly day, we hit that nice little high. Now we're just kind of having a pullback slightly, and now we're just kind of consolidating a bit before the next big move on Bitcoin. So overall, price chart, everything happening around Hedera in terms of the USD and the Bitcoin pair looks pretty good. Nothing too crazy happening just yet, but so far, nice reaction off the lows. But outside of that, let's talk a little bit more about DeFi, because I do think that the DeFi side of Hedera is about to wake up in a big way. In terms of the DeFi Llama ranking for Hedera, we have about roughly $99.9 million in TVL. A nice little upward swing off the lows as well, because of course HBAR is pumping to the upside, which means the TVL is also increasing because of the token increasing in value. I do think that we're probably going to get back to these January highs pretty quick, which is around $200+ million, $213 million. The overall amount of protocols have been just exploding on Hedera. We now have 18 protocols here, and regardless of if some of them are still active or not, it's still very good to see that we are seeing the DeFi market on Hedera expanding. Now, the big three that I actually focus on when it comes to the protocols is Stater, SashaSwap, and Bonzo. There's like the three main ones. Obviously, there's a lot of great projects here listed, like DaVinci Graph, for an example, or HBAR Suite. We also have a few other ones like Libre Capital, Ichi as well. These are great. But the main thing that I'm looking at is the growth over the last 7 days. And if we're actually looking at the growth here, Bonzo is number 1, Headstarter is number 2, DaVinci is number 3, followed by Ichi, Stater, H Liquidity, Meme Job, SashaSwap, HBAR Suite, Libre Capital, and Penguin, which is Pangolin, which is a DEX. So overall growth here is looking pretty good. Bonzo has been absolutely killing the game, by the way. Fresh launch back in November, October-ish. And if we actually look at this is almost at an all-time high. We're actually challenging the May all-time high on Bonzo. So they're absolutely killing the game right now. Also, stablecoins on Hedera up 20% in the last 7 days. $151 million in terms of stablecoin market cap. This is all USDC. USDC dominance is 99.84%. So far, everything is looking pretty good here. We could also add a few other metrics here. They did start to actually update a few things. Let's actually look at DEX volume. So this has been pretty flat since going back to January, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are not locked in on DEXs right now because the market kind of wiped them out since going back to January. Price action has been pretty boring. You could even see that spike back in March 2024 before the market went to, a downtrend and boring. That pretty much bottomed out into October and November, and then the market just erupted. We're probably at that same point here where we're kind of bottoming out and we're waiting for that big eruption. I do think that we're about to get that. Outside of DEX volume, I actually want to look at the stablecoin market cap because this is a very interesting metric to focus on because it shows you how active stablecoins are becoming on Hedera, and at a time where there's only one stablecoin on Hedera right now, USDC. Okay, there's about to be some fresh stablecoin launches on Hedera happening this year. We know that there's a PHPX. I want to say that that's the ticker for it. It is a Philippine stablecoin launched by a few banks. We also have Australian digital dollar. I mean, there's a lot going on around the stablecoin market for Hedera. But the main thing that I want to focus on here is if we actually look at the overview for DeFi, $125 billion in terms of TVL for the DeFi market. If we look at the chains, Ethereum is number 1, and Hedera is down significantly on this list, sitting at about roughly number 46. The upside potential on TVL for Hedera is massive. And I think that we're about to see this really skyrocket. Why? Is it just because of HBAR bouncing back? Is it just because of the market waking up? No. It's also because we know that SashaSwap, which is the number 1 DEX on Hedera, is about to kick off their full scope audit. This is going through a full scope audit of the mobile app, which is going to include wallet encryption. The audit partner confirmed kickoff July 21st. Until then, finalize the new UI, complete implementation, and prepare for the iOS beta. So they're launching their DEX on mobile phones. Guys, this DEX has been huge for Hedera. And if we actually look at what the app actually looks like, we have here from SashaSwap what it would look like. This is all DeFi through a mobile phone. This is great to see. I think that this is going to not only bring in a ton of users for the Hedera DeFi side of the market, but it's also going to wake up volume and value on Hedera. SashaSwap has been the number 1 DEX around Hedera since going back to 2022. They've been absolutely killing the game. I've been focused on them. We were there during their initial first Twitter spaces back in 2022 when they launched. And ever since, it's just been a great overall application to add to the Hedera DeFi market. So that's why I'm actually very excited about this launch of the mobile side, but also a full relaunch of their website. And we've been very patient on this, and I'm very excited about it. Now, also, Orbit. So the all-in-one trading platform is coming. No pop-ups, no BS, just execution. Fast, smart, ahead, launching soon. This is also based around the DeFi side, as you guys can see. This is liquidity pools, blue chip pools, all that kind of stuff. All that good stuff around lending and borrowing as well. So we love to see this. I'm actually very excited about this. And this is like kind of a built-in DEX as well around, LPs. So we are going to definitely be focused on this launch. Now, the question is, when does it launch? Well, it's okay. We already have the answer to that. Q3, early Q3, by the way. So this is an all-in-one DeFi trading platform built by Trench veterans. The team at Orbit understood a gap in the Hedera DeFi ecosystem and have been heads down over the past months to fill it for the whole retail community. Now, this is what it will enable. One connected trading dashboard, instant order execution with limit support, real-time audit insights for token risk, portfolio tracking tied to a non-custodial wallet, and precision tools for sniping new launches. It's also going to have liquidity pools tied into it. It's going to have the built-in DEX as well. So this is definitely going to be huge for the Hedera DeFi side of the market. And then also, they just added a new application. So it's great to see that Salt App XYZ, the South Korean-based trading application, has launched its beta on Hedera to help expand the MemeFi ecosystem across APAC and beyond. Salt is a mobile trading app on Hedera that makes DeFi feel fast, familiar, and fun. One-click wallets get you in, smart routing gets you the best trade, and a clean interface keeps you moving. With deep roots in South Korea, one of Hedera's strongest communities, Salt represents a clear growth opportunity to help bring this country and the wider APAC region on-chain and on Hedera. With future support for over 30 chains and major DEXs, Salt gives users wide access to new opportunities across ecosystems. Traders also earn points through swaps, referrals, and engagement. These points then unlock deeper benefits across the platform. From airdrops to leaderboards, Salt rewards activity and community, helping keeps users plugged in and aligned with the growth of the ecosystem. Sorry about that. It was actually worded a little bit rough there, but regardless of that, this is a huge launch. Again, it's another great additive for the DeFi side of Hedera at a time where the market is starting to get ripe around the DeFi side for Hedera. And also, by the way, we also just saw a huge update from BinanceLink. We're thrilled to collaborate with Hedera and the Hedera Foundation. Together, we'll bring institutional-grade real-world assets on-chain with the trust and transparency and scale global markets demand. Next-gen finance starts now. Stay tuned. And by the way, this is a DeFi side of Hedera as well. If we actually look at BinanceLink, we have access institutional-grade yield on-chain. So bridging TradFi, DeFi with RWA tokenization for stable institutional-grade yields. We love to see this. This is huge. And again, it's a major additive for the DeFi market for Hedera because it's also focused on tokenization and institutional players. So all of this is just what's been happening over just the last couple weeks, okay? SashaSwap has been working on their side for a few months now, which we love to see because, again, more time put in, better product. So I'm definitely watching this. Kickoff is July 21st for the audit, I believe. So we're getting very close to this full launch, and I'm eagerly waiting and watching for any big updates from the SashaSwap team. In terms of Orbit, Q3 is the big target here. They're saying, you know, sometime around this month, because we have coming July 2025. So we'll see what happens here. But outside of that, some great integrations, some big expansions as well from Hedera. And at a time where the Hedera DeFi market and even the TVL is starting to really kind of wake up, this is a perfect time for them to start really expanding the DeFi side of the ecosystem. And of course, it doesn't hurt that the price action is looking pretty good here, and crypto is starting to wake up in a big way. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely would like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.